Okay, so we're going to get started. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Monday night call. We're going to get started. And I just wanted to tell you guys I'm super excited this week. We're going to ISA University right in our backyard here in Newark. Hope everybody is coming and joining us. We have an amazing lineup that is going to just blow everyone out of their seats. It's going to be so fun. So I have a special guest on tonight. It's a really, really good friend of mine. Her name is Gundersen. Her and I started, I guess, almost on the same day, right, Dee?
Yes.
It's about 5.5 years ago. We started with Lisa. It was, I guess it was a scary phone call. We were all on the phone kind of together. We had like a group conference call, and Lisa was telling us what we were going to be doing, and we were coming over to Isogenics, and it was kind of frightening because we didn't know what was going to happen. And Dee was also in the former company with me, and she was very, very successful. And I wanted her really to share her story with you of how she started with Isogenics, and her and her husband initially started building together, and what was going on with her prior to Isogenics and what's going on with her now. So maybe you can start with that, Dee, and then I can go into a couple of questions with you. How's that?
It sounds great. And first of all, I want to thank you for asking me to be on. I'm really excited to share with all of you. I hope you're going to get some nugget in this that will help you, maybe inspire you, or, at least that what my story is. What I really want you guys to take away, one of the things is how lucky, how blessed we are to be a part of this company. And we are absolutely in the right place. And I know Susie and I and many of us on the call here tonight can speak to that, because we have had experiences, with other network marketing companies. And my story really starts before I joined Isogenics. I first started in network marketing almost 12 years ago. August will be 12 years. And I was with, at the time, actually, I was a stay-at-home mom. I was a fitness instructor. I had my own Jazzercise franchise. And I think about that. And, I always wanted to own my own business. And I thought that was going to be the thing for me. And I spent so much time. I spent about a year training for it. And then I put so much money into it to get certified and own my franchise. And honestly, it really amounted to be little more than like grocery money every single month. And that was a big disappointment. I had 3 small children. We were struggling financially. My husband had a great job in corporate America, but he was gone crack of dawn, back late at night. We thought that there was such job security and, 20 years with a major hotel corporation, that he was sort of indispensable, that he would always have that job. I was looking for something that I could do in addition to my Jazzercise, which I loved. And then being home with my kids. My kids were small. My youngest was 3 at the time, and my oldest, I guess, she was about 8 at the time, and I had one in the middle. So I wanted to be able to work around my family's schedule and have something that I could fit into the pockets of time in my life, but still be present for them, and then take some of that financial burden off of my husband. We were having so many stressful conversations about money. I'm sure a lot of people could relate to that, when you're struggling in that situation. And I met Lisa DeMayo. She was a total stranger in my Jazzercise class. And she shared with me, after maybe, 3 different classes that she came to, she came up to me and said, would you come to my house? Would you be open to learning about what I just started? I just started my own business. This would be amazing for you. You talk about your family all the time and you could work around their schedule. She kind of painted this picture for me. And really it was the excitement. It was this excitement that she showed, and that sparked in me that I really wanted to learn more about it. So that's it's a key thing, guys. It wasn't even so much what she said, it was like the way she said it. It was the excitement. She was starting on this new venture, and she was looking for people who wanted to be able to fit it into their family schedule and work around that, and we can make great money. I was there. I showed up at her house at her launch. She had just begun her business. And that's it's a really important thing too, is that I almost didn't show up. Almost didn't come to her house that night, but she called me up that afternoon and she got me excited all over again. So when you're asking people to take a look at this, or you're asking people to come to a launch, or, a Wellness Wednesday, or whatever event you're having at your home, you need to be diligent in your follow-up. Remember, we have that sense of urgency around it, but these people don't. you might spark their excitement, but you've got to actually follow up. We're busy, right? Everybody's busy. So I think that was the key thing, was that she followed up with me that afternoon, got me excited all over again. She actually said to me, can you bring a bag of ice? I need you to bring ice. She really did say that. I know she says it on some of the calls. She's like, oh, I didn't get a chance to go out. When you come, can you bring a bag of ice? I'm like, damn, I got to bring the ice. I have to go. And it really changed my life, because while that company was the starting point for me, and I really learned so much about network marketing and fell in love with it there, that wasn't the right fit for me. I did have a lot of success early on, but there was so many things that were missing there and sort of flawed there. So what we have here, and that's what I want you guys to understand, is everything is in place. You have to have the most incredible products, right? And that's certainly what we have. One of the things that I love so much about this is how attached we get to these products, right? We get these incredible results, and I can't even imagine going a day without my Isogenics. I just got back from Australia, traveled across the world with a suitcase filled with my products so that I would have it, and I wouldn't go without it. I wouldn't go a day without it. So it's that, and it's a compensation plan. Like, we took a look at this comp plan and we said, what? Are you kidding me? Unlimited depth. And you only have to build 2 teams. And there were so many incredible things about this that were missing in the past from our, former company. It was also, just having all the tools, right? The systems, the tools in place. We don't have to reinvent the wheel here. So, and also the executive team, the fact that Kathy Coover has been in our shoes and built from the ground floor up and 2 different companies and built incredible multi-million-dollar businesses with it. She knows what she's doing. And Jim and Kathy Coover surround themselves with the best of the best. So we've got the most incredible executive team in place. So when Lisa came to me, and I knew, she was looking for the right home for us for quite a while, almost a couple of years, I guess, 2 years. And when she came to me in August of 2011, Susie, right, it's like, I get like these heart palpitations when I think of that phone call. It's time. We're ready to make the move. Are you going to come?
I just had goosebumps when you said that.
Yeah. You know what? I think about that, and it's coming on that 6-year anniversary. And it was a leap of faith, guys, for all of us. It was a really scary thing. And I'll tell you why, because especially for me at the time, my husband was out of work. Our only source of income, that job that was so secure, just like that, he lost it. He and the other top executives at the hotel, he was the director of sales at a large hotel with a major corporation on Long Island. The top guys were let go just like that one day because they basically wanted to just bring people in at a lower salary. So he lost his job after over 20 years with the company. And he had been in and out of work in the hotel industry and miserable. And I said, Tom, we're going to build this. We're going to do it together. And we're going to build the most incredible business and put that wall of financial security around our family. Nothing's going to tear it down. And that's what our vision was. But unfortunately, with my former company, that wasn't the right home for us. And when Lisa came to me with Isogenics and offered this to me, and I did my homework first, and I looked at it and I said, wow, I'm not missing out on this. I'm diving in. And we dove right in. Walked away from my income in my former company, which was pretty significant, to start from zero. So all of us that came over, we had to work it like our life depended on it, because it really did. That was our income. We couldn't take our income with us from the former company. And I just treated it like, a serious multi-million-dollar business right from the beginning, dove in. We had a plan laid out, right? Like Lynn always talks about the tracks to run on. That's what we have here at Isogenics. It's all laid out. It's a system that's laid out for you. You don't have to create anything. It's all done for you here. And we plugged in. At that time, we had like a 3K in 30 days. And step by step, they taught you, or you watched a webinar and it told you what you need to do. Basically, what it is just you plus 2, them plus 2, over and over and over again. It's sharing with people, right? Eat it, share it, love it. Or eat it, love it, share it. We just share something that we believe in. And that's what we did from the beginning. I got my whole family on the products with me right away, and friends. And people always say to me, you know what, you came from another company, you brought a bunch of people with you. I think Debbie was like the only person who came with me, right? And my sisters. And that was it. We had to start from scratch. And we just dove right in and kept sharing it. You know how many no's we got? I mean, it was just, just one person after the next. You just had to put the blinders on. And the most important thing was the mindset. And it was tough because, we worried, did we make the right decision? But it didn't matter. I just had to stay focused on what I needed to do. What was that? Keep reaching out to people, sharing this with people every single day. It didn't matter if people said no. Who do you know? Do you know somebody who might be interested in getting healthier, lose weight, have more energy, drinks protein shakes? Always ask for referrals. And I got some referrals. I got a heck of a lot of no's, but I worked it hard and fast enough that I was able to replace my income, or I should say get to executive within about a little over 2 months. And then to replace my income, that took me 6 years to build in my former company within 5 months of being here, because we really truly worked this like the serious business opportunity that it is. And we weren't just selling products. I wasn't just selling product. I was sharing an opportunity and painting the vision for people right from the beginning. And that's really what we did. And we created that sense of urgency, right? What was the verbiage? Like, you want to get in the tree right away. That's something that we used to say, and we get away from that, but it's important. You want to secure a place. Look at how we're growing. Here, I think maybe I've sponsored about 200 people, maybe a little over 200 people since I started, if that, but yet I think it's about 14,000 people in my success line now. If you think about that, I didn't sponsor all those people. I shared with people who shared with people. And, that's the way the organization grows. We have this global team. I just got back from Australia. Part of it was for pleasure, but part of it was for business. They had Australia Celebration. And I actually have a very large Australian team that I'd sponsored one person over there, but that's it. The rest were all people that, are from other people in my organization, but yet I support them. This is the beauty of it. Like, look at us here tonight on Zoom. We're so connected through technology. You can build an incredible business and support your team no matter where they are all over the world. So it's just incredible how it's grown, what it's become, because I treated it like a serious business, like the multi-million-dollar. Do you guys have that vision for what this is and what you can create? Because we all have exactly the same opportunity, but it's up to us to create it, and sometimes we make excuses. We got too many things going on in life and we're busy. Yeah, everybody's busy, but how important is this for you? Because this is security for you. This is security for your family. It's building that wall of financial freedom around your family, and that nothing will tear down. And that's what we were able to create here and have been able to create. Here I am now making, and it blows my mind, making a multiple 6-figure income annually. I can't even believe the growth that this team has experienced. And it just it seems like every week it's like, oh my gosh, this is our best cycling week. And then the next week this is our best cycling week. It's just amazing. And yeah, I spent an awful lot of time at the beginning. I worked it full time, and I worked it like a full-time job to be able to create that. But now I'm able to ease off a little. I still work it hard and I still spend a lot of time building it, but you're leveraging off the time and efforts of the people in your organization. And the more you support them and help them, the bigger your business grows. That's the great thing. Focus on your team. Just focus on helping as many people as you can. Share this opportunity and let people know what's possible. And, the growth comes from there. So, my husband, I'm happy to say that we were able to retire him from corporate America, traditional corporate America. Now with 2 kids in college and another one who's soon to go, he's able to do consulting work and work when he wants, doing what he wants. And that's the best. He's happy. My husband is finally happy. He was so miserable with so much stress in that other job. And now he comes home every day happy, and he likes that flexibility because we get to take trips. We're going down to visit my son in college this weekend, and he gets to take 4 days off to do that. So, it's just wonderful to be able to create the choices and the freedom in your life. That's what we have here, guys. This is the vehicle you may be able to relate to my story, you may not, but what is it that you want to create? And while you sit here tonight, I really want to think about that, or you to think about that. What would your ideal life look like for you and your family? what is your vision for what you're going to create with this? And where are you going to be 5 years from now? I know where I'm going to be. I have no doubt. I'll be making over $1 million a year at that time, without a doubt. I say like 2 million. Yeah, absolutely. That's possible. I could do that. Right now, I look at it and I say, I want to create a $1 million income annually. And I want to help as many people in my downline, my success line, people that I have yet to meet, create that, if that's what they want or whatever their goals are. That's the best part. Suzanne posted something. Suzanne Lynn, who's on here, posted something today in Real People, Real Results. And I'll tell you, Suzanne, I got really choked up. I've started sharing this with her when I first started, 5.5 years ago. She wasn't ready, right? We have to understand. We just meet people where they're at. I didn't walk away from that and say, oh, she'll never be interested. I kept sharing, and I made sure, she would see on Facebook things I was posting, and I'd reach out to her from time to time as anything changed. She wasn't ready. But 21 months ago? 21 months ago, she was ready. And she came to me and she said, Dee, I'm ready to get started now. I want to get started on the program. She's just product focused. Her results have been so incredible. And I've watched, not only has she become so much healthier, and then, just her confidence, everything about her, the way she shows up and presents herself, and the ripple effect that it's had on people. Guys, we have the power to do that. She's out there sharing something she loves and believes in. At one time, she told me, absolutely not. I have absolutely no interest. I will never do this. And look at Suzanne now. I mean, she's incredible. And this is what we have the power to create, guys. We're changing people's lives. And we have this amazing community of people. I get choked up when I think about us, all of us. Look at you guys, what we have here. That's something that was so missing in my former company. We didn't have this community. It wasn't a one team mentality. We're one team. We truly are. And I feel that with other sideline teams that are not even connected, under Michael, Lynn, Lisa, Warren even. I feel that from everybody in Isogenics. It's a totally different vibe. What we have here is really unique. And we need to get out of our comfort zone to share that with others, because you know how many people need that in their lives and are looking for something like that in their lives. Look at Facebook. Look at all the negativity that we see on there. We see it every day. I feel so sad for these people that they don't have the sense of community and the positivity that we have, and the personal development, because that's such a huge part of what we have here. So this is a gift, physically, financially, emotionally, everything. It's just an incredible gift that we have to give, but we got to get out of our own way. And, I'm speaking for myself too. A lot of times I'll look. I was great in Australia though, because I was like, I am determined to build an even bigger Australia team. But it's amazing because all this chatter goes on in our minds when we're out there. Should I say something, and what are they going to think of me? You know what? It's no big deal. If they're not interested, thank you for your time, next, move on. That's fine. And that's the attitude that I had there and the mentality. And it was just amazing how many people I connected with, and how many, prospects I was able to add, how many contacts I was able to add from that trip, because I decided my mission, my goal. Do you do that? Do you set a goal for yourself? I'm going to go out today and I'm going to connect with 4 people. Lisa and I used to have a contest. Okay, 5 people a day. Let's see who can do it. Maybe that's something that you guys do as accountability partners. Okay, you have your accountability partner. How many people are you going to connect with today? She'd be like, I'm going to connect with 5 people. And I'm like, I'm going to connect with 5. And we come home and we share, who we spoke to and what our results were. So do that. Have that accountability. Set your goals. That was another big thing from the beginning that I did, was a lot of goal setting, writing down, keep a journal. And I want to tell you guys what Peter Kelly, most of you know who Peter Kelly is, Eric Coover's wife, but she's, one of our start group millionaires in Isogenics, has built an incredible business. And she spoke, and she's an amazing motivational speaker too. But I was blown away when she spoke in Australia, and she said, from the beginning, she writes a script for herself daily, a script for what her life is going to be. It's about her goals. It's everything. Like I'm happy and motivated. I'm so excited. Today I'm, whatever she's accomplishing. She writes in present tense and she does that every day. And she said, like, she and Eric will come home and she'll be exhausted. And Eric will be like, just come to bed. And she'll be like, no, I need to finish. I need to write my script. She does it daily. Look at what she's created for in her life. Because of that, the goal setting, the intention, she's clear on her vision. All of those things are so important. Are you guys writing your goals down? Because for a long period of time, I stopped doing it. And then I've gotten back to it because it's so important. You will attract the things into your life when you get it down on paper, when you're really clear on what it is you want to create. So I'm sorry, I'm not even giving you a chance to ask me questions.
I love it. Keep going, dude. Keep going. It's so funny. I just remember, when you were talking about your story, and I didn't even tell everybody, what level you are at Isogenics, So far, I remember we were at Celebration last year and you got the plaque for, is it for 750?
750,000, yeah. And that
so
blew
far, you've created over $750,000 cumulatively with Isogenics. I mean, that's friggin' powerful.
It is. It's amazing. And I'm soon, in the next few months, we'll be an Isogenics millionaire because I'm really close.
I know you're very close. And you know what? You were one of those people, I remember you being scared, even making the decision coming over here. I remember you crying on the phone and saying, like, I don't know if this is the right thing for us to do. I'm not sure. And you're just like, you know what? I'm just going to cannonball into the pool and take a chance. What do I have to lose? And, you've made an amazing life for your family, for your children, your husband, Tom. I mean, your life has changed so much. And I've seen you grow so much in the past 6 years. And I've grown so fond of you. I mean, we are family, right? So let's talk a little bit about how you built your business. Because, a lot of people have the misconception when you're a husband and wife building a business that you should build both businesses at the same time. And I know you and I were talking about this today, how we think differently.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? We actually started out that way. We started out that, he's the first person that I sponsored. So I put him, in the tree right away. So, I mean, he's got a tremendous organization under him, but we decided that, it was really important to build and he prospects a lot. And especially now with this consulting work he's doing, he's meeting so many people. I sign them up. He brings them to me. We're going to build my organization really strong first, because if you guys understand how it works, that when you max out your business center, your first business center, you can open up another business center, right? You open up another leg, basically, essentially above that, and your two legs, your initial business center becomes one leg, and then you have that other leg. But here's the thing, you don't want to be doing that unless you are rock solid and you have a great foundation. You want to have like 20 consultants under you. I would say at least before you are ready to do that, because you don't want to have to keep coming back and building that. And so when I looked at that and I said, you know what, it doesn't really make sense that we're creating all these consultants for him until I am rock solid and I'm able to, go and build, once you go platinum, that's what it's called, and you build that, open that new business center. So that's what we've decided to do. So we do work together, but he is not currently, he's a consultant and has gotten to manager, but we don't currently build his both legs. We make sure he stays one of my consultants, of course. But that works great for us. And so, Susie, we were talking today about how you sponsor your spouse, right? You get signed up, your spouse or your significant other or a family member, could be one of your kids, sister, whatever it is, however you do it. But putting them in, if you're building, I don't know if we should go into all those details though, but like if you're building and you want to get to executive quickly, we talk about building your team leg first, right? That's the shared leg that you have with your upline. And then I put my husband on the weaker leg. He was my first person on that side. And that's what I did. And so you always have, if you are building that way, it's great because you can always put an order in under your spouse or whatever family member you put in there, if need be, to keep them active while you're building that other leg. Does that make sense to you guys? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
and that's
yes,
important. So these people who are on the call want to grow a big business with Isogenics. They're not here to play. They want to do exactly what we're doing. And so that's important to tell them that, you know what, they should be putting everyone on not their inside, like their team leg, so that everybody gets the excitement of growing together and flourishing, and then go on the inside leg once you're strong on that one side, right?
absolutely. And it's important to be showing those people, when those people that are building a business and that are on that team leg, look at how many people you have under you. Look at how much volume has been accumulated, to be able to show them that, if they're staying active and they are an associate building the business, this is an important thing. Another reason we do that is because you're keeping your cycles down, right? Some people have the misconception that, okay, we want to cycle a ton at the beginning. That's the important thing. But if you are serious about building a business and you're serious about getting to executive, the important thing is actually keeping your cycles down, keeping them low to begin with. Because by the time you do get into executive, so you basically build that shared leg, right? That leg we're talking about, that team leg, to like director. You build to director, and then you would start putting people on your weaker leg, right? What do you call that leg? What does your team call that? I just want to make sure I'm using the right terminology for your team.
Is that the focus leg?
I call it the focus leg. I just want to make sure we're good. So that weaker leg is like the focus leg. So at that point, then you're pouring on the activity, and then you're going to start cycling, because the importance of this is you keep your cycles low so that when you do get in the pools, your benchmark is low, and you're going to start cycling a lot above it. So you get shares in the pool based on how far above that benchmark, which is your average of cycles for a certain amount of weeks before. So that's the key to it, guys, because you might be foregoing your cycles right now at the beginning. You're still going to make rank advancement bonuses. You're still going to make double PIBs. You're still going to be able to earn all the crystal stuff along the way, but you're keeping the cycles down, because when you get in those pools, it's big money. It's huge money. I moved so fast at the beginning. I don't know, my pools were like $8,000, like 5 months into it. It was crazy because the cycles just started pouring on, because I didn't have, over that time period that they take the average, I didn't have a ton of heavy cycle weeks before that they averaged into it. So that's a key. That's why we do that. So you always want to put your family members in the tree. If your kids are old enough, I've got 2 that are over 18. They're both in the tree as soon as they were able to. Right now, they're not ready to build a business, but guess what? They've got a spot in the tree, and I know that they'll get this. They will get this and work this. I have no doubt my son will. So it should be your family members, and especially if everybody's using products in your family. And that's another thing. That's a really important thing. Get your family on the products. Even if you have someone who's not open to it right away, just take a sip of my shake. Just little things that you try. Whatever it is, doesn't even have to be a shake. It could be the Knox. Get them on something. Get them started with something. It starts small, and then it grows. Because eventually your whole family, I've seen it over and over and over again with team members, your family will be on. It may take them a while, but they'll be on the products too.
Yeah. So you were just talking about that you just came back from this amazing trip in Australia. So, and I think of you as on our team as the product guru, right? That like a lot about the products. You've studied a lot about the products. You come from the health and exercise field, so that was something that was truly important to you. I was the one who was like the comp plan, the money, that was me, the numbers girl. So just tell us a little bit about the important things that you think that, when traveling, because you were talking about the Knox earlier. I loved your explanation of, what you brought with you and how you haven't had any jet lag.
Oh my God, I bought so much stuff, guys. I can't even tell you how heavy my suitcases were. But it was important to me. I do my shakes every day. I still, I'm at maintenance. I'm not looking to lose weight now, but I like to do my 2 shakes a day. I feel better when I put those shakes in my body, especially that first shake. And that's an important thing. You get that shake in your body first thing in the morning, you're going to make better choices all day long. So there were some days while I was there in Australia that I only did 1 shake. But most days I did my 2 shakes, and then, I'd have my cocktails, I'd go out to dinner, right? We live life. We enjoy ourselves. I bought my shakes. I bought my greens and fruits. I don't go anywhere without them. So those, go right in my shake, my ionics. And the cool thing is, you can get everything in little packs. So when you're traveling, if you got big containers, you got big bottles, make sure before a trip that you order the boxes with little packets. Like little packets of Ionics are awesome to take with you. I take my vitamin packs, which are so easy to travel with, the Complete Essentials with Product B. Now, my husband and I, since we started in August of 2011, we take it every day. You know, sometimes I'll forget that evening one. Most times I have it right next to my bed, so I'll take it. But I never miss that morning one. It's so important. I take extra Product B, and I did that too. I usually do that, but I certainly did it for this trip because I remember someone on one of the podcasts saying that when you're traveling to avoid the jet lag, extra Product B is so important, and the Ionics and your E-shots. E-shots, I don't go a day without my E-shots. I do at least one a day. Sometimes I do two. And my new thing, not really new, I've been doing it for probably about 4 months, but Knox. I love the Knox, and I just got my mom on it, and she's 84, and she's just, I mean, she's feeling so much better. She's thinking clearer. She's got more energy. It gets oxygen flowing to the cells, through the blood, you know, and it's beet juice. It's like, I don't even know, kale. There's so many different vegetables in there, which is a really neat thing. And so it's that nitric oxide that from these natural plant, elements that will help oxygenate your cells in your body. Who uses Knox here? Show me. Okay. It's awesome. And your workouts, I can't even tell you what it does for your workouts as far as endurance and energy, right? If you're lifting weights, I feel I'm definitely stronger. But stamina, endurance, definitely. So what else? I mean, I really
want to hear a funny story about the Knox. So when I travel, I always have a problem with my feet swelling because, you're sitting in the plane for so many hours, or even when we used to go to Celebration or any of the Isogenics events, because you're sitting in the chair for so many hours, my feet tend to swell up. And ever since I've been using Knox, it's gone.
That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah. And that's because it's bringing
circulation. Exactly.
Circulation, right?
Circulation. I didn't swell up either. Although I will say, if you're taking a long trip, definitely get compression socks. I had those on, but I flew business class, so my legs were up the whole time.
Ooh, love it.
Yeah. Hey, if you go to Australia, you definitely want to do that. So
that's nice.
Yeah, it definitely helps. I mean, you feel. I will tell you, walking up and down my stairs, my legs feel better. I used to get this like pulsating sort of feeling in my legs going up and down stairs. Well, not really down the stairs, but up the stairs, and I don't have that anymore. It also helps with if you have like, do you ever get like numb fingers, like what's it called, Raynaud's or something like that? It helps with that as well because it helps circulation. So it's a great product. It's definitely a must.
Yeah. And we're always trending, right? We're always going with the times, whatever is out there. Isogenics is so awesome. They're creating it for us, and, we're able to go out there. But, when I'm listening to you talk and you telling me you're making almost $1 million in less than 6 years with a company and sponsoring only about 200 people, think about how many lives have been changed just because you said yes.
Yeah. It's incredible. It really has. And we have to keep that in mind when we're out there and we're afraid to talk to people. Think of the lives that would be changed. Like Debbie's life, Deb Rodier. I mean, like if I didn't share this with you, I can't even imagine us not doing this together and what it can create for you, because your plan B with Isogenics will soon become your plan A, and that's the important thing, is think about the lives. Like there's a lot of stuff going on, Deb's still got her job, but with her company, there's a lot of people being laid off, and that's a scary thing. So she looks at this and says, I'm okay because I have this. I'm going to build this hard and fast. I'm going to build this big. And that's going to be my future, because that's a scary thing. Think of all those people who don't know what the heck they're going to do. God forbid their job is gone. So yeah, I mean, the ripple effect has been incredible. What it has created for people.
Yeah. And what I say is like, major key going to all of the events. I mean, had we not gone to the events from the beginning, day one, we wouldn't be where we are right now, really.
I can't say enough about that. It's the most important thing. And I have to say, it's killing me. I can't go this weekend because I have to be in North Carolina for my son. I hate missing events. They're so important. I mean, that is really, especially for your new people, when you're bringing people in, and if you're new, that's where your belief is built rock solid. Like you come away from there and you've just got this tremendous vision. I just bought one of my associates down in Australia. I brought her to celebration down there, which was a cool thing. I was like, you know what, you can't miss this. You got to come. So she lived in the country outside of Melbourne. She flew all the way to Brisbane to come to it because I painted that picture of how important it was for her. And she came, and like her vision is tremendous now. Before it was just, okay, I like the product so much, and yeah, I want to start sharing it. And she's been nonstop. She'll be a consultant tonight. She'll get to consultant, and she is just nonstop talking to people now, where she didn't have that vision before. Guys, it builds your belief so much. You hear the stories of people's success on the product, success in the business. They give you all the tools, especially ICU. For those of you who are within driving distance to this ICU, and if you don't have a ticket, why not? You need to be there. It is so, not even driving distance, flying distance. There's so many people flying in for it. But you need to be there because it's all the basics, the nuts and bolts. You're going to learn all of that stuff, but it's also going to be the stories of success on the products and in the business. And it might be the conversations you have with teammates that you just meet, or somebody you meet online for the bathroom. It's those little gems that you're going to get from people, and you're going to make these connections. And I encourage you to talk to as many people as you can and make those connections with people, because you know, it doesn't matter what level they're at. You know, I've had people where, you know, we've done three-way calls, or like the third-party validation calls with them, just because they had something in common with someone that, you know, a prospect that I met. It's really powerful when you do that. So even sidelines, it doesn't matter who they are, you guys can support each other and work together. But get to the events. You have no idea what this will do for you if you've never been to an event. So important. We don't miss them, right, Suze?
Yeah. Never. I mean, it's the culture, it's the community, it's the conversations in the hallway, it's those dinners that we have together. Yeah. I mean, you can't put a price tag on those events, because for me, it's where I've learned, you know, those little whispers were the things that, you know, helped me bring that back to for myself, for my own business, and to the team. And, you know, it's just like a lot of people doing a little bit. We're just helping I mean, the more you help other people get what they want, you're going to create what you want. Right.
Absolutely. That's it.
And it's so funny when you were talking about the 3K and the 30-day video that we first started with. And I remember, I think our names are mentioned even in the video, because like we hit it so fast. And, you know, we were star consultant within a week or two. And then we were, you know, going for executive. And I just remember, you know, right now you guys have fast track to executive, which is the same thing that we did, the 3K and 30-day. Print out your executive map, and who do you want in your board of directors? Who do you want to be working with? And if you're not really sure what to say to them, lock arms with someone who can help you paint that vision, like Dee was saying, you know, and create that urgency. You know, the longer you wait, the harder it gets. The faster you go. Like, we were ignorance on fire. We didn't even taste the products. We were on a president's pack talking to, I remember I was consultant within the first hour, right? We didn't wait until Sunday. We wanted it like yesterday. And that's how we created our life. That's how we built our business, because our lives depended on it. Financially, I needed it. I know Dee needed it. So many of us worked our business that way. And that like 90-day sprint that we worked was the foundation of how we have our business built today. That was just like our first running, you know, our sprint, our first 90-day sprint. And it's so important, guys, for you to teach the new people coming on, you know, that urgency, and just go as fast as you can, because, you know, motivation, you can lose motivation really quickly. But if you're doing something fast enough, and the more people that you bring in, you know, that excitement comes for every new person that you bring on board. You get that ignite again, you know. And oh man, I tell you, Dee, your story is so wonderful and fantastic to see. I mean, a tremendous change in your life. I mean, who would have thought 6 years ago you'd be traveling to Australia on business class, and, you know, never having to really worry for money. You have 2 kids in college right now, one almost going to college. I mean, you're pretty much the main breadwinner in the family, and you're creating this amazing life for yourself and changing so many other people's lives. I mean, kudos to you. I'm so proud of you. So super excited to give you a big hug when I see you. I'm going to open up the lines for anyone who has any questions. I saw that somebody had a product question. Adriana had said, if you feel run down, what do you take?
If you feel run down, well, first of all, ionics is so important every day, right? And that's a huge thing for your cortisol levels, to lower the cortisol and just to rejuvenate you. But you should be doing, guys, feel like, and we don't get sick. I don't get sick. I do my ice immune. And that's another thing. Do you guys all take ice immune, especially this time of year? And when you travel, that's a must. That's something that I had on the plane. Sleep spray and ice immune. Those were two things that were, carried on with me right there. And my chocolate.
If you travel with Teresa, she sprays like 15 sprays every time we travel.
Well, you know what? It's so important. I mean, when you look at the ingredients that are in there, like the zinc and the bovine colostrum, and it's incredible what's in there for immune support. But that would be a key thing. Definitely your supplementation. Again, the complete essentials with product B. That's so important. That's going to really help you if you're feeling run down. The Nox, the E-shots, that kind of stuff is a great pick-me-up. I swear by my greens. Honestly, I feel like it's like the whole, the combination that can just really rejuvenate you and really help you to, feel energized. But those are great pick-me-ups, all of those things that I just mentioned.
Yeah, things work so synergistically together, right? They really work so great.
And cleansing, doing your cleansing regularly, because I know that some of the team members will do, they don't cleanse regularly. They'll do a cleanse and then they'll stop and they won't do it for months. You guys should be doing it at least once a month. You're doing a cleanse. And I like the 2-day cleanse. The 2-day cleanse really just, it's incredible what that does for you. I cleanse weekly though. I love to do the weekly cleanse. I go through stages where I actually do daily cleanse, where I'll do a little bit of cleanse on an empty stomach. I'll usually do it at night before I go to sleep, and I'll have like 2 ounces. Sometimes I'll do 4 ounces of it. So Adriana's saying the immune support, absolutely add the immune support. So important. Everybody should do it, and your children as well. Make sure that you're giving that to your kids too. My kids are away at college. Let me tell you, they have all, because everybody's always sick there and they don't get it. They have their immune support. They do their shakes. They have their blenders. They asked me, I didn't send them away with this stuff. They said, can you send us, shakes and our blenders and stuff? So they have that stuff at school. They'll start their day off with a shake. I know they got at least one good meal in them, right? And they have their immune spray, and they take their vitamins, the complete essentials. So that's really important, wherever you are in your life.
Yeah, I love Deb's comment. It's not just college, Harvard and Duke. I know, those are like dream schools that you're sending your kids to. Making their dreams come true.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I have to do isogenics. And that's a big deal, guys. And I will say this too. Like, I really feel like my kids, and I'm sure all of you that have been in for a long time will say, your kids see you set goals, right? Set lofty goals for yourself and go after what you want. My kids have seen that from the beginning. And so when my daughter had said to me, she's just about to graduate Harvard. She's graduating this spring. And she said to me, Mom, and she's an excellent student. And she said, I want to apply to Harvard, but I think, that it's ridiculous. Why would I do that? And I was like, go for it, Kate. Why would you not? Why would you not? Go after it. And she did, and she got in. And so I think that has, like, because of the goal setting, they have like lofty goals for themselves, and they really strive to reach those goals, and they set their standards high. And there's a lot of rejection and negativity that they go through also, at school. But I think that it's been drilled in us, right? To go for what we want and to be positive, and you're not really failing. Every failure is just a learning experience and a stepping stone in the right direction. And this is what we teach our kids, because this is what is ingrained in us in this business. But yeah, you know what? I am able to pay for their college education. They're not going to get out of school with any college debt. Now, my daughter's going to law school. That's all up to her. I'm not taking care of that.
Exactly.
Exactly. But that's the thing is like, this is the vehicle to create what I wanted to create in my life. It's to have that time and financial freedom to be able to pay for my kids' college education and not have them saddled with debt when they get out, to help my mom out financially because she's struggling now and helped me for so many years. So now I'm able to help her. I sponsored 2 little girls, one in Paraguay and another one is, I can't even remember the name of the place she's in, but they're I'm able to pay for their books, their schooling, all that stuff. I'm able to give back. It's just incredible that we're able to do this with this. That's what this can create, and to help as many people be successful as possible. That's the vision that we paint for people. What is it you want to create?
Yeah. And sometimes in the beginning, you don't know if you can see that far ahead,
But dream big. I encourage you to sit there and really dream big. If money was no issue and you could live the life that you wanted, what does it look like? What does it look like? What are your goals? Why not? Get it down on paper.
Well, I want to be mindful of time. We've gone over just a little bit, and I just want to thank you so much for taking the time out for our call this evening. You've shed so much light for so many people. We all love you, Dee. You're amazing. You're a great friend. You're like a sister to me, and we truly love locking arms with you. In reference to Andy, your question, we're going to learn a lot more this weekend at ICU, so you'll learn all about the comp plan. And you're rocking it out, Dee, and keep showing that vision to everyone else. I appreciate you and I love you. Thank you so much again for taking the time.
I love you too. Thank you so much for inviting me on.
Yeah, thank you. And you guys want to mute out, say goodnight. You guys are.
Thanks, Dee.
Thanks, Dee. Okay, see you guys this week.
See you soon, guys.
Exactly. And anyone else who wants to get on our other call after this, we'll be talking about our team page. All right. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you.